Hello, Beauties and Beasties out there. DF here, and I am back and trying for the first time the new Livestream feature that we have on PodBean right now. Okay, so, last Livestream, which I did on YouTube, for those of you who had seen it, it did not turn out very well. It really did not. So, now that PodBean has their own Livestream service, I'm going to see how this works. Apparently on here you can donate money through pod points, which will convert into money. But enough about that. I'm really just trying to figure this out. So a year and a month ago, I started Beauties and Beasts in analyzing fairy tales relating to Beauty and the Beast, as well as movie adaptations and book adaptations. And it's been a lot of fun. And I should note that right now I am streaming live from my brand new home in my new closet, which may or may not be my new recording space. We'll see how this turns out. But yeah, it doesn't exactly have soundproofing yet. We literally just moved in. The equipment's on its way. Also trying to raise money for not just soundproofing, but a new webcam. If you had seen the live stream on YouTube, you'll understand why my webcam sucks. It totally does. Well, we'll try to figure that out, and hopefully that's in time, everything will fall into place. So the point of this live stream is to answer some of the questions that were asked in the last live stream, but because the audio kept cutting out every few minutes, apparently it was something I could not control, that people didn't hear my answers. So I'm going to try repeating some of my answers, from the questions that I was able to dig up from last time. I may miss a few. Also to answer any new questions that might come up. We have a chat right here, so feel free to type in your question. Or if you feel like calling in, this new live stream feature on PodBean actually has a call-in. All right, so before I go into this, a couple of things. So thank you, my $5 plus patrons who have now been with me for almost a year and supporting me. Tyrannosaurus Venom and Anime Guy 1101, I cannot thank you enough for the support that you have given me. It's been so much. And if you want to become a patron, there are many perks and different tiers. You can just go back to the Beauties and Beasts page and click on the green button that says Become a Patron and pledge at least $1 a month, how many you want. There will be a list of all the rewards. And also, for those of you who just come in the stream, you can also donate pod points during the live streams. And I want to point out that patrons not only get to listen to new episodes early, $5 plus patrons do, but $10 plus patrons get added to the Skype group. And some days I will be recording my audio while calling into Skype to the patrons. As for the live streams, if this works out, I might do a live stream. Every month or so, like once a month, because the official episodes, they need a lot of editing done in afterwards. So those will be broadcasted via Skype so that the patrons can listen in, and also, then they will be edited and then uploaded early for patrons, $5 plus patrons, and then every other Thursday, everybody gets to listen to the new episode. All right, and there are also some new patron rewards, and especially one concerning stickers. So certain patrons get complimentary stickers that are made through Redbubble through the choice of any of my designs on my Redbubble page. I go under the name Disney Fanatic 23. And how it goes, $5 plus a month patrons get one complimentary sticker, and it can be a design of their choice. $10 plus patrons get 4 complimentary stickers, and $20 plus patrons get 10 stickers. And this is small stickers because I can only do so much. And I should also point out that if you're not able to commit monthly for a patronship, you can also check out my Redbubble page, Disney Fanatic 23, where there's Beauties and Beasts merchandise, as well as holiday designs from Christmas, Mother's Day. There's Pride merch. And recently, I've just uploaded 2 new Halloween designs. And I should also point out that Redbubble has many more products available, such as bath mats, socks, water bottles, comforters, along with the usual t-shirts and such. Okay, and I'm just going to answer this before I answer any other question that I have written here. The next episode was, the topic for the next episode of Beauties and Beasts was decided in the last attempt of a live stream and through a poll. And this is for the Greek myth Hades and Persephone. And that episode will be released October 10th, earlier for $5 plus patrons. So if you want to listen to the new episode early, go back to the Beauties and Beasts page, click on the green button, and become a patron today. All right, so enough with the announcements now that we got a couple more people in here. And let's go to some of the questions. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're tired of hearing me listen to all this advertising. Oh yeah, and I can do that now. Isn't that cool? Okay, so some of the questions that I have written here. Okay. This is a good one. Do you have any novels or audio productions in the works? I actually do. My New Year's resolution was to finish writing at least one novel this year. I'm currently working on a book called The Last of the Myths. It's a middle grade fantasy adventure story. And it is actually almost finished. I've been working on it all year. About 40,000 words in and really close to the end from what I have in mind. So I might actually complete this New Year's resolution. Wow, that's a first. It's about this girl who wakes up in a forest and has lost her memory. And she's in a world where myths and magical creatures are persecuted and hunted down. And she's trying to find out who she is and trying to figure out the world that she's in. And actually, if you want to hear a little snippet of chapter 1, it's a rough version of chapter 1, not entirely edited yet. I have a excerpt reading available for $10 plus patrons. And yeah, that I'm also kind of working on fanfics. If you're into the villainous fandom, I've been working on that one more than the pony fics lately. I couldn't help it. Once you have an idea in your head, it goes there. And actually, it's related to Beauty and the Beast. So if you like villainous joke, go check out my fanfiction page on fanfiction.net, Disney Fanatic 2364. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. And also I am co-hosting a book movie review series with my friend Nellie. It's called Lit or Mrs. Lit, L-I-T, as in literature, or Mrs. as in, little misses. And we pretty much review movies that are based on books or that have been remade more than once. Recently, we did a video on Stephen King's Carrie, and you can find that on YouTube right now. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. I've been on that for a while. So what made you want to start a YouTube channel? Oh, okay, so the first thing I did, I started my YouTube channel back in 2010. That was way before I had heard of Generation 4 My Little Pony, which I have a lot more credit for now. Back then, what I was doing, I was making Disney slideshows. I would take still shots from Disney movies and put them to songs. That was before I started using clips and putting them to songs. They weren't that impressive, but they were fun for me to make, especially when I started making them when we were moving to Romania, and there wasn't a lot of stuff to do in between. We were in a hotel room for a long time, so I just kind of started doing random things, experimenting with my new computer and my new video app, and yeah, that's how it started. Not really much to say. It was from humble beginnings. All right, here's a question that's okay. And if you guys have questions that come up, you can ask them in the chat at any time. It can be about anything. It could be about the projects I'm working on, or just something random like this next question right here. What is your favorite ride at Disneyland? And that would definitely be the Haunted Mansion, because it's not only creepy in a good way, but it just has so much lore behind it that makes it so interesting. And funny enough, I wasn't actually able to ride the Haunted Mansion until I was turning 20. It was almost my birthday. Yeah, because all the other times I'd been to the Haunted Mansion, well, first it was the holidays, so it was dressed up as The Nightmare Before Christmas. And before that, I was too young. And when I went to Paris, it was the Phantom Manor, which is slightly different from the Haunted Mansion, as they got a whole different story behind it. But yeah, I love the Haunted Mansion. It's creepy and it's got some cool lore, and it's just fun to ride. And yeah, I gotta admit, that ghost host narration, totally cool. All right, so what are your top 3 favorite Disney movies, not including Disney princess movies? Now that is a tricky one, because funny enough, my top 3 favorite Disney movies are princess movies. I'll just say it. It's Beauty and the Beast, The Little Mermaid, and Princess and the Frog from 1 to 3. But non-Disney princess movies, that's a good question, because they even make up my top 10. Top 3 favorite well, I think would have to be, you know what? Probably Alice in Wonderland would be at the top of that. I would always, even as a kid, that's the movie that I would come to the most. I just related to Alice on a personal level. Of course, I didn't realize it until I was older, that like her, I was curious about the world around me, and oftentimes it felt like no one was listening to me. And with me moving all the time, it really was like I was transported to another world entirely every few years. So that would be at the top. 2 and 3? You're really making me think about this one. Let's see, that doesn't have a Disney princess. 2, I think. I think it would be, okay, I'd have to think about that. I think probably Lilo and Stitch would be number 2. That is definitely a unique Disney movie and very heartwarming. And let's face it, it should never be remade, ever. What are they thinking? And then number 3, I think, well, this one was definitely my favorite for a while. Lady and the Tramp. I just like that one. It's, it's simple storytelling, and it has a lot of heart and some fun moments. Okay, so next question, also relating to Disney. Oh, speaking of live action remakes, are you excited for the live action Little Mermaid? I am, really. I mean, I know Disney's kind of been overdoing the live action thing. And yeah. And I know that there's been controversy about a black woman being cast as Ariel. And I'm like, so what if she's black? I mean, come on, she's a mermaid. And we've actually, in the Broadway production, we've had people of different ethnicities playing the characters. I think the original King Triton on Broadway was black himself, so I don't see a problem with that. And Jodie Benson, the original Ariel, doesn't have a problem with that. And like I said, she is a mermaid. She can be any race she wants. Although, oddly enough, in the story that I've been writing all year, the mermaid character I have is black. So when I found out that, I made it purposely so that she wouldn't look too much like Ariel. But when I found out that they cast a black woman as Ariel, I'm like, oh shoot, now it's gonna look like I'm copying Disney. That was the only thing that bothered me. But I'm excited to see what they do with that. Okay, so next question. And this is one I've been asked a lot. Why am I not doing Son-in-Law of Discord? And for those of you who are not into the pony fandom and don't know this, I've been doing I did a YouTube series, Bride of Discord, and then Daughter of Discord, which were based on my My Little Pony fanfics. And there's a third one called Son-in-Law of Discord. And I decided not to produce that into an audio drama for a number of reasons. One, we've been working on the series for 5 years. Yes. Bella Pink Savage in the chat is asking, oh my god, people are still asking. Yes, they are still asking. We've been working on it for 5 years. A lot of people are moving on. They're getting married. They're getting jobs that we actually get paid for. Let's face it, none of us got paid. We didn't see a cent for Bride and Daughter of Discord. And everybody's ready to move on. I mean, even towards the end, I was losing voice actors who didn't have the time anymore. And I had to replace them in the last episode. So, yeah, I'm sorry. But I think that series has run its course. Alright, so off of that topic, next question. Why am I not a fan of Marvel movies? Yes, I have said this in the past that I am not as much a Marvel fan as I am a DC fan. Oh, come on. It's nothing personal. I mean, it's not that I hate Marvel heroes. I mean, I've been a fan of Spider-Man since I was a kid. I grew up with Tobey Maguire. I have the entire 1965 animated series on DVD. I love Spider-Man, and I really loved Black Panther. But the thing is, I grew up more with DC heroes, with Justice League and Batman. I actually watched Adam West's Batman reruns on TV all the time. Those were the heroes that I knew as a kid, so I go to see those movies more. And the thing about Marvel, especially with the Marvel Universe recently, is that you can't really go into one movie without having to see like the 17 others before that. So the movie on its own, in that sense, just kind of, well, storytelling wise falls flat for me. And yeah, because I went to see Infinity War, only because I just gotten the job at the movie theater. There was a family and friends night. I could bring my family and they really wanted to see it. But I hadn't seen the other Marvel movies except Black Panther, so I had no idea what was going on. That's kind of why I'm not into the Marvel movies so much. So relating to that, Bella Pink Savage just asked in the chat, speaking of DC, do you like DC superhero girls? Yes, I do. And if you have not seen the new DC superhero girls on Netflix, you should, especially since it's created by Lauren Faust and even has Emma Larson. It's got the same team as the My Little Pony Generation 4. And so there's a lot of reasons to watch that. I mean, you still got Tara Strong doing Batgirl and Harley Quinn again. I really think she's a go-to voice for those two lately. And they've made some updates to the character designs. Okay, Nicole Sullivan as Supergirl is pretty awesome. Like, she go from Kim Possible. You gotta see it. It's on Netflix right now. Okay, so next question. Do you like Five Nights at Freddy's? Yes, I do. I only played the first one, technically. My roommate got it, and we were taking turns. We made it a rule that we would each go through one night, or if one of us got jump scared before the night was over, we'd switch over. We went through like the first 3 nights without any jump scares, miraculously, probably because we already watched the gameplays and knew how it worked. But by night 4, it was just back and forth. We did not finish night 5, unfortunately. All right. But yeah, I do love it. I especially love the lore and how there's a seeker with each game. Yeah, it is a bit scary to play itself. Even just watching the gameplays can make it go, ugh. But I like the game series. I do. All right, and so next question. What has been your favorite episode of Beauties and Beasts so far? Okay, it was definitely when I had Magpie Pony, Lost Narrator, and True Sailor Comet, and the four of us were just talking about Disney's version of Beauty and the Beast. That was so much fun because it was the first time I had other people contributing to the episode, and I was so worried that we weren't going to have anything to say, and we ended up talking for like 90 minutes. And it was so awesome. We were just all geeking out, and everyone had something to contribute. It was fun. All right, so next question. What is it like being a director of a large cast and crew? Well, I know this was how it was for Bride and Daughter of Discord, and let me say, it's not easy, especially when all your actors and artists are living in different parts of the world. You never see their face. You only have to message them online. Technically, you don't even have to ever talk to them, like verbally. Technically, you don't have to. I mean, sometimes I did in a few cases. But, and that made it hard, especially when I didn't hear from someone in several months. And if they were having technical difficulties, of course, I wouldn't have known because they wouldn't have been able to message me with technical difficulties. So yeah, it was very stressful. That was a lot to take care of, but it was also nice meeting some new people and getting some practice on working as a team. Helped me with my work later. Okay, next question. I saw your latest Pinky Tails reaction. Any other reactions planned when you have the time? Yes. Well, yeah, I want to continue reacting to Pinky Tails, and I have been thinking of doing some other reactions. Probably when I get a new webcam. Oh, hang on. I've been sitting in the same position for like half an hour. Give me a second. Okay. Yeah, maybe I should put a chair in here. That might work. All right. Yeah, I think I'm of doing reaction. Some have asked me to react to Disney trailers, but honestly, I don't really want to get in trouble with Disney. Oh, what am I saying? I've already gotten in trouble with them before. Hang on a second. Okay. All right, so next question. Are there still any other My Little Pony project series that you're in as of now? Well, sort of. I think it's still ongoing, though I really haven't heard in a while. I have a small part in Obab Scribblers at No Place Like Home. I do the voice of Daring Do. I recorded the lines for like episode 3 a while ago, but I actually haven't heard from her in a while. So, yeah, and I know there's more to the character that's coming, so I guess I'm still in it. Okay, Bella Pink Savage just confirmed it's still going. And the episode came out, he was there. You know what? I need to go back to there's a reaction series I should do. React to No Place Like Home. Right, because I even forgot what I said. It's been that long. I forgot my own lines. All right, next question. What's your favorite Cartoon Network show? Okay, of all time, Cartoon Network, I'd have to say would be Codename Kids Next Door. I loved that series as a kid. It made me want to be a secret agent. Then, it was also a show that my brother and I could watch together without it being weird. Because kids would give him a hard time for watching girly shows, me a hard time for watching guy shows. I mean, we didn't care. We'd watch whatever, but this was a show that we could watch together without that being a problem at all. And I had a lot of fun with that. Number 5 is so cool. Current favorite Cartoon Network show, because it's kind of an official show. I mean, the first episode officially came out a couple months ago. Villainous. Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. It's a show about villains running a company and supplying weapons to other villains. Oh boy, it's my new obsession. It's my new obsession after My Little Pony. There we go. Oh, okay. So here's a question that's a bit more personal, which I don't mind. When did you find out you were a biromantic asexual? Can you tell us your coming out story? All right, so for those of you who hadn't heard in my previous episodes, I have said this on more than one occasion that I identify as a biromantic asexual, and what that means, because it's a relatively new term and you might not have heard it before, asexual in this sense means that I experience little to no sexual attraction to other people, or anything for that matter. And biromantic just means that I experience romantic attraction for two genders, in this case, men and women. And, well, I'd always suspected when I was younger that there was something different about me in terms of the way that I fell in love. It's not that I didn't fall in love, it happened on very rare occasions, and it would always be with somebody that I was friends with first. Yeah, crushes were hard to come by. You know, maybe I'd find someone aesthetically appealing, but like 2 days later, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I don't really think I'm that attracted to them. And I think my classmates always suspected something was up with me too. Like, they would just pick on me, especially at you point at some random guy and ask if I thought he was hot. I'm like, I don't know him very well. Yeah, I was pretty much the black sheep, but when it came to dating, and yeah, there was even the suspicion that I might have been gay. But thing is, all the guys I had fallen in love with that were they were guys, so I knew that wasn't the case. I'm like, so what is up? Like, I don't exactly feel straight either. And of course, at that time, there were only 3 categories that people can be placed in: homosexual, heterosexual, bisexual. That was all there was. And then when I came to college and I started meeting some people and they identified as sexualities I'd never heard of: pansexual, asexual, demisexual. So I started looking stuff up, and I sounded asexual. It's just hearing all these stories of people who had grown up and not really feeling the inclination to date anybody specific. And I am like, oh my gosh, like, that is totally me. And the thing is, it was easier to accept once I knew that it was actually a thing. And, well, it was the first person I came out to was my brother, because, well, he'd been pretty much with me most of my life. And he was like, as soon as I explained it to him, he says, yeah, you know what, that makes sense for you. And it sounds like a reasonable thing. My brother's awesome, really. It's a little harder with my parents. You know, I think they kind of, well, we just don't talk about it as much because they don't like me talking about it, but it could be worse. Could have disowned me, but they didn't. And the biromantic part was a bit different. It wasn't as easy to figure out. Actually, it's a little shameful of me to admit this, but I was once homophobic, and this is because I didn't really know that homosexuality was a thing until I was around 12, and then I heard that my aunt was marrying a woman. Yeah, I know, but of course, because I'd only thought that a guy could marry a girl could marry a guy. I thought that was the only way that it was. And the thing is, my parents were actually supportive, but they had never really. I remember what my mom said, or what my aunt told my mom, like, you didn't explain her sexuality to me? And my mom's like, we haven't explained heterosexuality to her. And years later, when I found out I was asexual, I realized, you know, that was really my problem. It had nothing to do with religion. I couldn't accept homosexuality because I didn't understand heterosexuality. I couldn't understand why anybody would have sex without it resulting in having children, because that was my mindset. Like, I wanted kids, but that was it. And the biromantic part, it was that, realizing that there was a part of me that always been attracted to girls. Well, it was two things that helped me figure it out. One, I started falling for my best friend at that time in college, who was a woman, and then actually it was when she was, okay, she knows who she is. I'm not going to name her, but yeah, and she already knows how I felt about her at that time. So, but I'm not going to embarrass her. I had her over for Thanksgiving because she was having a hard time at home. And Rainbow Rocks, Equestria Girls Rainbow Rocks had just come out, and we rented it and we watched it. And the thing is, I found myself shipping Sunset and Twilight, and I'm like, what am I doing? I have never shipped a girl and a girl before. What is wrong with me? I'm like, well, they are both smart. They both have really productive conversations, and they seem like they'd be perfect for each other. And it doesn't really matter if they're both girls. And I'm like, oh my god, it really doesn't matter. Yeah. So yeah, it was. Well, in part, My Little Pony had helped me overcome my homophobia and realize that I kind of like girls too, and it was okay. So, yeah, that's my story. Whew. Wow, that took a lot out of me. Okay, so next question, which relates to this, what do I look for in a partner? Okay, so what I've noticed trend-wise, it's never really been a physical thing. Everyone has their preferences. I mean, there's some traits I find more aesthetically pleasing than others. Like, I really can't get attracted to guys with facial hair. It's a thing of mine. And I also not really into tall guys, I've noticed. I kind of like short / my height guys, but okay. Anyway, I usually look for a partner that's funny, and they have to like cartoons in some way or be like sort of childlike, not immature, but just, childlike, sweet, caring. Definitely not one of the guys who would bully me like the many guys who asked me out in school, and my mother wonders why I never went on a date. Just, ugh. And yeah, just someone I can relate to, someone I can talk to, and that's probably why I end up falling for best friends a lot. And mostly someone who could just make me smile even when I've had a really cruddy day. Yeah, that's how it goes. Okay, thank you. Too bad there's no awe button here. Okay, so let's go past the emotional and go to more questions. Who is your favorite singer? Okay, well, favorite Disney singer is Jodie Benson, hands down. You gotta admit, she's got a beautiful voice. She is over 50 right now, and she still sings like an angel. And favorite pop singer would be Taylor Swift. She is amazing, and I relate to all her songs. They speak to my soul. Favorite jazz singer? Frank Sinatra. That killer, sultry voice I love. Okay. Oh yeah, Bella Pink Savage pointed out that Taylor Swift is going to be cast in Cats. Well, she's going to be in the new Cats movie, which I love, and she's going to be singing my favorite song from Cats, McCavity. I can't wait for that. All right, so next song. Next question. Here's a question that came up in the chat by Anime Guy 1101, one of my patrons. Hello. What guy shows did you like to watch? Okay, so I kind of kept it under wraps when I was at school, but my brother had these DVDs for the Bionicle and Hot Wheels movies. And yeah, I'd kind of just sneak a watch at them. Either when he was watching, I'd just like, okay, I'll just sit here, whatever. Yeah, and traditionally, Legos, Bionicles, and race cars are guy toys. I'm just saying traditionally. So yeah, those would be the guy shows I'd watch. Oops. Okay, and I just knocked my mic. Ugh. This is not as easy when I'm doing it live. Okay, so hope that answers your question there. Next one I have on my list. What are your top 5 favorite Broadway musicals? Okay, favorite one. Okay. Oh boy, I'm not sure I can rate them. I'd say, well, I love the Disney ones. There's no doubt about that. Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Little Mermaid, and okay. I think if you want outside of Disney, definitely anything by Alan Menken, really. I mean, he wrote the Disney shows. Little Shop of Horrors. Would that be my favorite? I think it's definitely one of my favorites. I love that one because I was the voice of Audrey 2 in our high school production. It was the only part I wanted to play, honestly. I didn't exactly want to play Audrey or the chorus girls. I just asked my director, hey, can I audition for Audrey 2? I kind of want to be the plant. Like, well, we were looking for a deeper voice. No, just let me read the lines and I'll show you how I do it. Yeah, and I auditioned, I got the role, the rest is history. I love that show. It was, yeah, being the villain, I actually won. Spoiler alert. And Hairspray, I love Hairspray. I love Heathers. Okay, honestly, if you just look at all my Little Pony Broadway PMVs, you'd see one of my favorite musicals are. I can't really rate them. There are just so many. Legally Blonde. That's one I love. I actually saw that one live. I saw Wicked live. Yeah, not on Broadway, but like at the Kennedy Center in Hawaii. Wherever I was at the time. Man, there are just so many musicals. How can I rate them? Yeah, those are some of my favorites. Okay, next question. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? 10 years, I'll be 34. I'm thinking. I did tell myself that if I didn't find a partner by the time I was 35, that if I didn't have a partner by the time I was 35, I would adopt a child. So maybe around that time, I'd be filling out my adoption portfolio if I don't have kids already. In terms of career, I'm hoping by then I've gotten a few books out and probably have enough income so I won't be doing a whole lot of odd part-time jobs anymore. I mean, some of the jobs are fun, but, it's not like a career. And, I want to be writing. I want to be able to, live on my own and just be able to create all the time and not just in my off work time. I want to just stay home. I just want to be able to create all the time. And and place-wise, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to live. I kind of, like, if I'm not living in the States, I want to be living in Ireland. That's kind of the European country I fell in love with when I was living overseas. Okay, and what is my favorite childhood memory? My favorite childhood memory ever. Well, good news is I have a whole lot to choose from. My childhood was mostly happy. I mean, no childhood is perfect, but, I had pretty good parents growing up. Favorite childhood memory, I think... God. It was almost my 11th birthday. It was winter break. And we went to Disneyland in California, and we were celebrating my birthday early, and honestly, it was the best birthday ever, because we went to the Ariel's Grotto, which is a restaurant where you meet all the Disney princesses, and how it just, like, I admired Ariel for years, and I was so excited to meet her, and all the other princesses, and I just had... I think, especially since that was before a whole lot of awful things happened with our relatives. So when we were spending time with our relatives before things got complicated. So, Yeah. Okay, I'm not going into that. I'm about to cry. I saw there was a question up here. I kind of got lost while I was answering that last one. Okay, Anime Guy 1101 asked, feels cliche for me to ask, but do you watch any anime or read manga? Since I know that I hear some with Beauty and the Beast elements. Alright, so living overseas, I did not get a lot of access to anime as a kid. I mean, we had AFN, American Forces Network, which reran some of those like Pokemon or battle, I don't know what you call them, battle anime, a whole bunch of different things. I didn't really get into those. Honestly, my brother actually liked those more, but I kind of found them a little annoying without just shouting their attacks. But later I've watched, tried watching more anime, some weird ones, some dark ones, a whole lot of ones on Netflix. Like, you'd be surprised I actually like the 7 Deadly Sins. Maybe a bit lewd sometimes, but it's fun. I've been watching The Ancient Mage's Bride, which maybe an episode later, that does have Beauty and the Beast elements. Kakagurui, I think I said it right. I don't know how I got into that. I've had weird tastes lately. Sometimes I'd just be on Netflix, I'd see a show, and I'm like, whatever, check it out. Yeah, lately I've been getting... Oh, there's a funny one called The Devil is a Part-Timer. If you like fantasy comedy, go see that. Go see that one. Yeah, okay, where was I back on the list? Have you read Warrior Cats? No, it has been suggested to me, though. Maybe once I get into that. Okay. Nothing much more I could say on that one. Where did you get the name Disney Fanatic 2364? So, back to story about my past love life. It'll make sense, believe me. So the first guy I fell in love with, I say that because that was like the intense crush that didn't go away for a really long time. The reason I fell for him was because he recognized this Disney song I was playing on the piano during a break in rehearsal, and then we started talking about Disney, and he said, I'm something of a Disney fanatic. And later when I did this YouTube show, I thought of what he called it. Like, that really is the best way to put it. I never thought of that. So, yeah. As for 2364, this is weird, but my lucky number is a 2364, and I'm just going to leave it at that. Alright, next question. Why do you love Applejack? Well, 'cause she's rootin' tootin' terrific. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Yeah, Applejack, best pony. Yeah, she's just the one I relate to most. She has some of the best lines, actually. Like, now who in Ponyville would steal my apples? For that matter, who would steal my leaves? And I just love her because she's down to earth, and she will go out of her way to help her friends, and she's always the voice of reason, which, she's the most level-headed, and she's the least likely to go insane. I mean, she does a couple of times, but it's not like Pinkie Pie murder insane. Yeah, and she's hardworking. I just feel like my personality fits her the most. Because sometimes people would just act really insane around me, and I'm like, what the hey is wrong with y'all? Alright, I'm overusing this. Alright, and what made me want to start this podcast? Okay, so in college, I took this English seminar, one that we were required to do, and I picked a subject that was called Beauty and the Beasts, something like that. And it was analyzing a whole bunch of adaptations in Beauty and the Beast, and it was a lot of fun. But there were a lot more examples of Beauty and the Beast that just weren't covered in that class. I mean, there's so many that you just can't cover it in one class. So I thought of expanding on it and doing more. So if any of you other students from that class are listening, yeah, hope you learned some more here. All right. Ooh, okay. So this is relating to my fanfics. When are you going to update the Lavender Arrow? It's been a year since you last updated. I know. I honestly have kind of been in a funk recently with My Little Pony. I guess hearing that's going to be the last season kind of just pulled me in this funk for a while. So I haven't really updated a lot of my Little Pony fics recently. Now that one, there's a scene. See, it's based on this book by Robert Louis Stevenson, the Black Arrow, and I'm at this point which involves like this ship heist that goes horribly wrong, and I've never written a ship heist before. Frankly, I don't think I've ever written a scene on a ship at all. Have I? No. So yeah, no, I've never written a ship battle, so I'm kind of hesitant to go into that. And like, do I want to go in that direction? Do I want to change it? Or I don't know. Yeah, it's that part I'm not sure how to do. Sorry, sorry. Just knocked my headphones off my head. Hang on a second. Okay, yeah, okay, yes, I'm a clown. Okay, all right, so I don't know when I'm gonna update that. Honestly, I'm just trying to finish my original novel before the year's out. Then we'll see how the fanfics go. All right, so will you return to making more PMV sets soon? Yes, I know I took a long break from that, and the reason was when my external hard drive literally crashed and I lost pretty much all my video files relating to My Little Pony, and then took forever to recover those episodes and edit the Saturday Morning Pony Sing from last year. And then I had to get a new video editing software because Windows Movie Maker didn't work on my new computer. So yeah, and then so many projects going on that I didn't really have time for PMV sets, and I was doing more experimental standalone PMVs. But yeah, I know I want to do Moana pretty soon. Like, I've been holding off on that one for a while. But actually, with this new Steven Universe movie that just came out, I think that might be my second favorite Cartoon Network show. So, and with all the songs in that, they've been in my head. I'm like, oh my gosh, can I do this with ponies? I probably could, but the thing is, there's so many characters that are so complex and that it'd be a very difficult casting choice. Like, do I want all the alicorns as the diamonds, or do I want to fit them more with personality? Because actually, this one would be better to this character. Yeah, that would be a difficult casting decision. But yeah, that would be a thing. Okay, so next question, also relating to fanfics. What inspired you to turn your Daughter of Discord and Bride of Discord series into a YouTube series? I think I have said this in a couple of things. So after I'd written Bride of Discord, I kind of wanted to do more with it. I wanted it because I liked the story at the time, and I actually wanted to make a full-on animation out of it, but I am not very good at drawing, so that wasn't happening anytime soon. But I had also been listening to the My Little Pony audio dramas such as Doctor Who's an Assistant, and I liked them so much, and I'd been a fan of some of the old-timey radio plays such as The Shadow, that I wanted to try my hand at it. And well, it was just started out small, and I mean, I got like 20 or so people auditioned for the first episode of Bride of Discord, and gosh, the audio quality was awful. And then by the time we did Daughter of Discord, we got like, I don't know, 1,500 auditions. It took me days to sort through all of those. So yeah, the rest is history. Okay, so this question was from the live stream. I'll get this question was from the live stream. Who did you commission to get that plushie of your Pony OC? Yeah, because I had my Pony OC in the webcam live stream from last time. It looks like my Pony Sona DF. That was from Cutie Corral. They had a booth at BronyCon and were doing commissions, and we had it commissioned and they sent it in months later. They also did commission a mothball, although that one took longer for some reason, but I eventually got them in time for the last BronyCon. Oh, here's a question in the chat by Bella Pink Savage. Hey DF, when are you going to do your singing covers? When I find a day when I can get my voice back, and also when I'm pretty sure that I have a pretty clear audio when I'm recording. Yeah, like I said, a lot happened in the last couple months. Like my family just decided they wanted to move to a bigger house. I mean, it's good that we're moving in a bigger house. They got more space, more quiet, but there was so much to take care of and so much to do, and then all the BronyCon stuff, and then my voice kept dying every week or so. So yeah, there just wasn't a time. Maybe I'll do one soon. I was thinking also doing some Steven Universe covers with all those awesome songs from the movie that recently came out. Okay, next question on here. I actually have only a few more left on my list here, so if you have any other questions in the chat, knock yourself out. Let me just finish these. So with My Little Pony Generation 4 coming to a close soon, how do you think it'll affect the tubers who use My Little Pony content? Well, Star Trek and Star Wars had been over for a long time, like their original trilogy, the original series, and yet people still are making content for those every single day. So fandoms don't really die. And I mean, there are people still making Lion King stuff. I mean, might have been revived from the Lion Guard and the new live action remake, but just the real classics in terms of shows and movies, that like the love for them never truly dies. I mean, you always got reruns. I still watch shows from the 60s, and so they've never died. And My Little Pony, I'm pretty sure will be one of those classic cartoon reruns that we'll see in the future. I don't know if Hasbro or some other channel does a cartoon throwback. Like Nickelodeon does their throwback, showing all those old 90s shows that we love. Yeah, and like I said, we'll never die. I mean, with all the remakes that have been going on, stuff truly never dies. Am I right? Yeah. So let's just watch out for the new remakes and reboots that come out in like 20 or so years. Okay, so next question. I enjoy the ideas of your podcasts, but what inspired... Oh, okay. I already answered this one. This is just a repeat. What do you think Hasbro could do to make a My Little Pony video game for the fans? I don't know. I'm not really one to come up with video game scenarios. I am not sure. I know people seem to like fighting games. I don't know, maybe if you did some sort of like treasure quest, like in some semblance to the movie, I guess. Or I kind of like those fantasy adventure games where there's some big bad and we have to do something to stop them, or like find some clues and treasures. I like those treasure hunting computer games I used to play with. Ooh, Bella Pink Savage suggests a racing game. Probably have to be go-karts, because you don't have a lot of vehicles to work with ponies. So the next question, what do you think of the 1987 TV series Beauty and the Beast? That is on my watch list. I've actually only watched 2 episodes, and because one was shown in Beauty and the Beast class, and that was a pilot episode, and the other one I watched just one day randomly. Yeah, I have not watched the series in full. It's definitely intriguing. Gotta love Ron Perlman. Yeah, so So that's definitely on my watch list, and once I'm through with that, I'll probably do a whole episode about it. Okay, so... Oh, here's a question about the show Ruby. Yes, I have watched it, but I haven't watched Volume 6 because I have trouble finding it. Okay, who is my favorite character in Ruby? It was Pyrrha. Those of you who have actually watched the show know what I'm talking about, know why I'm sad about that. And what is your favorite and least favorite ship? I haven't really thought of shipping that much in Ruby. I guess I was definitely all for Pyrrha and Jean before it was officially a thing. Which makes me sad again when I say it. Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil that show. And least favorite ship? What was that guy's name? Like Neptune or something? Who was with was with the Goldie? Oh God, it's been a while since I watched the show. Actually, he was with the blonde girl for a while, but that wasn't really expanded upon. Yeah. All right. And last question I have on my list here. Why do you have the hat? And if you watch my YouTube show, this is referring to the blue striped hat that I wear in all my videos. And it's kind of illustrated with the beret on my pony soda, because that was the only closest hat I could find in the pony OC generator. Yeah, so I was in Madrid, and we just got into a hat shop, and there was this blue striped hat that was just hanging there, and I pointed to my parents like, hey, can I get that hat? It looks neat. I just wore it the whole time in the rest of the trip to Madrid. I loved wearing it. It did not itch my head, and I looked good in it, and I call it my confidence cap, because I always felt more confident when wearing it. It's kind of gotten worn over the years, and maybe I had to start wearing some other hats to balance it out. But yeah, I know it sounds weird, but it's one of the things that helped me step out of my comfort zone, because I was actually confident in how I looked for once whenever I was wearing it. So it just kind of grew from there. And that's kind of like my trademark. Okay, so here's a question in the chat by Bella Pink Savage. How do you feel knowing your fans ship you with Discord? I know what this is referring to. That one day some fan started writing a fanfic that was like a totally alternate version of Bride of Discord, where instead of Discord taking Fluttershy as a bride, he took me as a bride. How do I feel about that? I'm asexual. How do you think I feel about that? He's a cartoon character. How do you think I feel about that? Okay, I like Fluttercord. I would not date Discord, though. I personally would not date Discord. He's perfect for Fluttershy. Fluttershy is perfect for him. I would not date either of them. I'm just saying. Oh, boy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I've sometimes had cartoon crushes. I mean, not like insane, but, you know, I just fall in love with a cartoon character and like, oh, man, if they were real, I'd totally date them, that kind of thing. Like, I've had cartoon crushes on Prince Naveen from Princess and the Frog, on Hawk Girl from Justice League. You know what? I think a part of me had a crush on Ariel without realizing exactly who I was attracted to. No, face it, Ariel is gorgeous. Yeah. But Discord, no. No, I mean, it has nothing to do with how he looks. Just, I wouldn't be able to handle that type of personality. I've never been able to handle that insane personality. Ugh. No. Okay, you said Kids Next Door is a favorite show of yours, so would you like to get a streaming service if that had that show? Because I know one that does. Oh, you had to direct me to that one. It was on Netflix for a while, but then they took it down, sadly. Yeah. Yeah, sure. You can message at me on Skype, anime guy. Okay. Alright, so this Oh, good. Just as I predicted, it took about an hour to go through all these questions that I had on my list. Yeah, so we finished before there was even an hour done. Okay, so thank you everybody who showed up for the chat. I think this went pretty well. I just didn't cut out like last time. I commend PodBean for their live stream service. I really do. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna try to be doing live streams once a month. Probably some more Q&A or just talking about updates for the series. We'll see when it comes along. So keep following and keep a heads up for all live streams. If you want to support the podcast, just become a patron. Go to the Beauties and Beasts page and click the green button of become a patron and pledge at least $1 a month and get all your perks. If you're a patron already, great. We will still be doing some live recordings through Skype, and just live streams will be separate from the episodes, the ones that are on PodBean. And remember, patrons can get early access to new episodes. And yes, thank you, Bella Pink Savage. You can also buy my Redbubble merch, and including some stuff for Halloween if you want to get real spooky or beastly. You'll know what I mean when you go to the Redbubble page. Disney Fanatic 23. All right, and so remember, next episode, it will be about the Greek myth of Hades and Persephone on October 10th. And there we will learn not to kidnap your date. It doesn't always end well. Kind of ended well for them, but, well, that's Greek mythology for you. Gosh, I love these. I'm almost tempted to do the episodes live. No, they need more editing. Okay, so thank you all for coming out, and thank you for your continuing support. Disney Fanatic 2364 is out of here.